It's Josh doing another live stream tonight. I love to talk to you all and hear what's going on in your life. The discussions are always open to whatever's happening with you, but sometimes I'll try to guide them with whatever I'm talking about. Tonight, I wanted to talk about the gift of Christmas and how Jesus is the stairway to heaven. Now, this was a prophecy that was fulfilled. Jacob's ladder. Jacob, when he was wrestling with God, when he met with God, he saw a ladder or a stairway open up into heaven where angels came up and down out of it. Now, on the night Christ was born, all the shepherds in the area were visited by the angels, and they were terrified. And so the angels told them, "Don't be afraid. We come with good news." And it was the best news you can possibly imagine. But I want to talk tonight about how Christmas to us it's just become a secular holiday, and all the meaning has been lost in it. You know, every Christmas movie is about, oh, it's Santa Claus, and you have to believe in Santa Claus, but there's not one thing about Jesus. At least in most of the movies I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them. But I truly think that it's a time when we see how much non-believers and atheists also adopt parts of Christianity to use in their own life. Like, I know a girl who I've known for a long time who despises Christianity. She grew up in a very strict, I think a Jehovah's Witness household, and they wouldn't let her celebrate anything, and now she puts a Christmas tree up, and it doesn't make any sense. But the most expensive Christmas tree ever built in the world was built in Dubai, and it cost almost $12 million. It had like all kinds of diamond rings on it and everything. And of course, Dubai is a Muslim country, so it's a bit ironic, but you know, it is what it is. But oh, Jake, you're already here, brother. Do I recommend getting married for single men? If you find someone that God guides you to and you fall in love with them, yes, I absolutely do. It's a little bit harder nowadays to not get married, but to stay married. But I really think that it is a challenge for sure. But it is the most rewarding experience you can have with obviously within a human relationship outside of God. You grow together. You obviously are going to be fighting. You're going to be going through the struggles together. When you end up old and you feel like you would be alone, then you'd have someone there with you. Hopefully you have children. But we just have people acting in crazy ways now, and everybody seems to be out for selfish reasons, out only for themselves. So it's something you have to be careful with, because people don't commit to each other now. They just, the first sign of trouble, they're like, man, yeah, I would be better off with somebody else. And then they just keep chasing that hope and meaning. And of course, as I've told you, it's not going to come through anyone except through Christ. Now, my marriage might have been over after, you know, all the suffering we went through, my wife and I. And right before I got saved, well, right after I got saved, was when my mother-in-law passed. And I think my marriage probably wouldn't have lasted through that if I wouldn't have been saved by then. But now I am so thankful for my marriage. I'm so thankful for my children always. And I do think it is worth it. But you have to have patience, a lot of patience. You have to learn to not be selfish, and you have to find someone who truly loves you back and can also commit to you. Hello, Timothy. How are you? I know it's hard for folks to get through the holiday seasons. Yes, a lot of people for sure. It's it's the greatest time for some and the hardest time for others when you're alone. I mean, you're just I had I always felt great on Christmas. It always felt warm to me and loving. And there was several Christmases I went through that were just depressing because I had been suffering so long. My parents maybe couldn't make it down to celebrate with me and my family. Um, and before we had kids, especially, man, it was rough for sure. Angela, hello. God bless you. Good evening to you too, Angela. How are you doing today? Timothy, sometimes you learn to dance alone. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. No, Nubs is back. Nubs, you're not going to hijack the whole show again. So if you got something good to say, say it. YM, look at this bear. I know what the bear means, but I do actually look like a bear. That was my nickname back in the day, and not because I was gay. It's just because I look like an actual bear. And then I lost a bunch of weight, and then they called me Cub. Uh, Timothy, love can come in so many forms, but you don't know how to take it at face value. Yep. So done with trying to rescue folks from themselves. That is exactly what I seem to be. Especially before I was disabled, and really even during my disability, I would try to figure out how to make sense of people's mess in their life, because it seems like almost everyone has this lack of identity, this lack of purpose and meaning in their life. And of course, all of us at one point think that we're the smartest and we know everything. And so try to, I'd be like, if I could just tell them, how to live, they would be so much better. I wouldn't say it out loud. I would just think that. Selfish thoughts a lot, a lot of pride. And for somebody who had almost no self-worth and self-love, it was absolutely just ridiculous that I think I could figure out somebody else's meaning in life when I couldn't figure out my own. Um, Loving Spirit, how you doing, brother? Sup, Santa? I've been extra good this year. I want Jesus for Christmas. Okay, it's my first. It's my first Christmas with Jesus, and it is absolutely amazing for me. It's something completely different, because a lot of my family can't make it down this year because they've been sick and everything, and it still feels just extra special just because I've been, talking to him so much more and just feeling his presence in my life and his working in my life for sure. Uh, let's see. Loving Spirit. Our job isn't to tell people how to live their life, but to guide them to the truth. Yes, absolutely, Loving Spirit. We don't we lean on our own understanding in our own life, and it's a total failure. And that's what led us. That brokenness is what led us to God in the first place, and then to Christ. For me, I but it's something that's ingrained in us. We all think the universe revolves around us, not just the world, the universe at some point in life, and then we feel worthless and insignificant at other points in life. But we still feel like if I could be king just for a little while, I'd get everything straight, thinking that we could figure it out because we have some kind of inside knowledge because we are so special. We're not. We are broken just like everyone else. We might not be as bad as other people, and some people, everybody's unique. Everybody's Everybody's good and bad, but some people obviously take it to the extreme of one or the other. I just think that we're just like, have you ever heard the Pink Floyd song "Wish You Were Here"? We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year. It's absolutely that. Until we find God, we find no meaning in life. We're just goldfish in a fishbowl swimming back and forth. Why? My Emma, oh my bad. I thought you were. So did you have a family to hide the fact that you're in the closet? No, not in the closet. I read a lot. I drank a lot of red 40 dye. My intestines are inflamed. That's not good. Not good at all. Yeah, why is that stuff even still legal is what I want to understand. Like, why is all the dyes and stuff, if it's so bad for us, why is it still put in our food? Everyone I talk to who goes overseas eats the exact same type of diet and loses like 20 pounds almost instantly of just all this water weight and this crap that they put it in everything. There's no getting away from it unless you're rich enough to go out and buy like, venison or elk meat or something, buy actual untainted meat and vegetables and stuff. Loving spirit at YM. What's the aggressive attitude? Yeah, people are people are fun. Loving spirit. You know how it is. Especially this time of year, people are either full of joy or full of anger and spite. I don't think YM was being that bad. Tell me I'm gay. I guess that's just what some people do. They like to tell me I'm gay. I am gay. I'm very happy. I've got my gay apparel. Don't you see? I'd be wearing one of those Christmas sweaters, but it's freaking like it's like 75 here in Raleigh, so not too far from Raleigh. Timothy, where exactly are you going with this one? YM? Mind if you repeat that again? Yeah, it was something about me being gay in the closet, and I haven't told my family yet. And then it was something about their intestines are inflamed from drinking red dye. Just a troll, not a very good one though. Timothy, again, prove to me that you are a comedian. No, it's like I said, I love having trolls as long as they can make me laugh. And I do laugh at how bad some of them are, for sure, and your all's responses to them. It's great. And Timothy, my top blue wrench of power in here. This time I'm judging you in a contest. I want to see you earn it. YM, some guys actually really do. That's it a thing. As for cosplay outfit, burn it. Loving spirit, yeah, but if someone just tells you straight up they aren't gay, stop forcing that on them. Oh no, it's a religion to them, just like atheism is a religion to some atheists, to some who as Christians we're called to make Christ our only identity. As people in the LGBTQ, oftentimes that is their only identity. As atheists, that is their only identity. That identity determines our lifestyle. So if you base your lifestyle on a sexuality or a sexual preference, that's, obviously everybody's free to choose whatever they want, but that is pretty sad. Is that all there is to your life? Just a sexual preference? It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Just say, oh, you're just in denial type of talk is so sideways and manipulative. Yeah, it's trolls being trolls. Like I said, not everyone, most cling to this identity and I guess as a Christian, we want to go and guide others to Christ, like you were saying, loving spirit, and that's the same for them. Atheists want to deconvert Christians, and they do it just because, like I was saying last night, they think we're stupid. They think we're all small-minded bigots with just so anti-intellectual, and we don't know anything about how stupid we are, and they just want to own us, and then go laugh to all their friends in their little church, their little gatherings, community gatherings, and again, it's like that in so many different groups. We've become a tribal culture, and everyone in their tribe is just, they've just taken their sides and they're just ready to pounce on everybody. Not saying not saying that's how YM is. I don't even know. It might just be a bad troll. Just going by the few comments. And then, of course, what was it? Nubs loved it too. Paris, Timothy, ever wanted to burn a royalty cosplay outfit? James McAuliffe, God bless you, man. God bless you, James. It's great to see you, brother. How are you doing? Timothy, Pink Floyd has some incredible tracks. Yes, they do. I really don't listen to them as much now that that I've come to Christ, but they definitely have. I think of it when I listen to it, I think of it like I'm listening to King Solomon in Ecclesiastes or something, or Lamentations or something by King David. It's just, that's how they are. They're just expressing their frustration. That's so much art, and that's what some of the best art comes from. When you just take the existential crises in your life and you just put it out there and bare it all, bare your soul. It's actually pretty beautiful, but I've been trying to find songs I can kind of, even if they're not Christian songs, because I don't really like modern Christian music. A couple, maybe one or two here and there, but I find some of the old music I used to like, and then I just assign my own music to it. Like, I always like the Grateful Dead, and they do have a couple biblical songs. Not hardcore biblical, but one's Saint Stephen. Saint Stephen was the first martyr, and one is Samson and Delilah. Two pretty good songs. I really love Saint Stephen's song. Vijaya, great to see you. Praise the Lord. I'm getting that list. I promise you. I know I told you. Anybody who wants to promote like your channel, your business, or anything. I'm trying to make a list. I have one brother. I believe it's Hope County Apologetics, and Vijaya, and anybody else who has a business or a channel. If you want to promote it, I'll throw it out there for you. I can't guarantee anybody's gonna check it out, but hopefully some people will. And I recommend everyone, go and, support them. Maybe give them a sub or something. Give them a little boost. Jake, they want people sick. Yes, they do. Yeah. They want people sick, and then the pharmaceutical companies keep us even sicker for longer. They prolong it, and that's how our country is run, unfortunately. Hopefully that changes with RFK getting in there and taking care of some of that, but I don't know how you can defeat that beast, It's pretty entrenched in there. Parlous Slouch, Tim. I'm just going to call you Timothy. It's easier for me to say. Is it Parlous Slouch? Is that it? That's what it is? Why is M&M candy uses red dye 40 when it's so bad? Yeah, exactly. Why? I mean, there's other ways to make food coloring for sure. why I'm getting now getting deep in the food. Red 40 is illegal in a lot of countries. It is the Rockstar's energy in this Rockstar's energy drink. Now my stomach is all messed up. Oh yeah, yeah, those things, and then that crazy amounts of caffeine. I used to deliver Red Bull when Red Bull first came out to America, and the owners of Red Bull came over, and I was a delivery driver, but my boss paid me to drive them all around and just hit all the bars up and give everybody the Red Bull and vodka thing. That was like the big trend at the time. And man, I got all this free Red Bull, and I used to just pound those things. And I swear to you, after probably about a month and a half, I started getting the worst headaches. I've never had headaches like that. I've had sinus headaches, but this was deep. It was like my brain was hurting. So I had to had to lay off the caffeine dragon for a while. Didn't chase that dragon for a little while. Parlous tries to have a sense of humor, but enjoys things. Yeah, exactly, for sure. If you can't, and that's what I tell everybody too. If you can't laugh at yourself, then it's going to be rough on you in life. Like I love laughing at I love making fun of myself. People are like, "Oh, don't say that about yourself." I was like, but no, I mean, I used to not have a high opinion of myself, so and I still would make fun of myself. But now I laugh at myself because I have so much more meaning, and unless somebody's attacking one of my loved ones or something, then it doesn't bother me really at all. Angela, hello. How are you tonight? Yes, our food is seriously garbage. We try to eat as natural as possible. Hopefully, RFK will help with our food situation here in the USA. Yes, RFK is, if anybody can do it, hopefully he can. And that's what I'm hoping. Elon will cut all these stupid programs that we have and all the funneling money overseas and everything. But I don't know. I mean, I just don't know how they can get around that, because these people are making billions, and that money is gonna, line a bunch of pockets to keep the business coming. I'm not a troll. What the heck? It's all right. You came in here, saying I was gay and in the closet or something. Loving Spirit at YM. I'm checking your channel history. Most of your comments were insults towards him. Were they? See, I don't even know how to do that. I'm technologically illiterate, so I need to make my channel more professional looking. I need to do all this stuff. I just focus on the message. That's all I'm worried about. I mean, God will bring to my channel who needs to come to my channel, and bring me to the people I need to, have in my life. That's what he does. So if one day I meet someone who teaches me how to put a YouTube banner up that'll actually stay, I swear I've tried 3 different pictures up there, and it just disappears. I'm like, okay, well, I guess it just doesn't want to have the YouTube banner on there, so I'm not going to mess with it anymore. Loving Spirit, then denial about it when you were on the spot. Doesn't feel so good, does it? Partless, gotta love the goblin. Loving Spirit, it's not that deep. Chill, I'm a child of God. We love you, YM. It's fine if you want to troll me. I mean, even if you just want to make jokes, it doesn't matter. Just Brent. Hello, just Brent. Parlous, goblins are my favorite critters. The Grinch, yeah. It's interesting to think about, and this is kind of off topic, but I was thinking about the things of mythology. I always was like, yeah, well, mythology is just just stuff they made up just to kind of make sense of the world. But after reading and rereading and thinking about the Noah's flood account, I swear to you, I think that, the mythological creatures and God, maybe, and gods, small g gods like Zeus and, the Greek and Roman and Norse and all the different pantheons of gods, I think they might have actually been real. They were the Nephilim. They were, the Bible says that these fallen angels came and laid with the women of earth and produced these. They describe them in so many different ways. I mean, at one point Moses was like friends with some of them, and then they describe them as these monsters, and then they say they were the heroes of old. That's what makes me think the heroes of old. So they were the polytheistic gods. It seems to me to line up perfectly as to why all these people around the world would make up these wild stories about these powerful people, and the Egyptian gods. We know that the God of Yahweh encounters these gods at different times in the Bible. He encounters especially the Egyptian gods. It's kind of like, maybe there's something more to it than what we understand. And all these ancient structures. Okay, the ancient structures are absolutely insane. There is no way, with the technology they had, that the ancient Egyptians and all the ancient, Peruvians and all the pyramids around the world were built by the people that they told us they were built by. Like, the ancient Egyptians definitely restored the pyramids, but they did not build them. The Peruvians definitely restored the pyramid up in Machu Picchu and places like that, or the Aztecs and the Mayans, but they did not build them. I'm telling you, there is no way, even like the Greek and all these different structures, but the Egyptians ones, the craziest. They had this statue that was like this big pillar, one stone, like a couple 100 tons or something like that. And the fact that we can barely even move that much weight today without spending like $8 to $10 million and taking over a year, and they moved it for, I think it was 100 miles. I could be wrong on the Egyptian one, but I know there was one. I think it was a pair of 100+ ton stones that they moved over 100 miles, and there's no way they could have done that. That was before the wheel was supposed to be invented. They said, oh, they rolled it on cedar. Cedar just would crush. Any tree would just be crushed. It's absolutely impossible. They've been lying to us for so long. But it's fun to think about. Angela, I've never heard homosexuality called a religion, but that makes a lot of sense. It's not that all gay people are in a religion. There are people who are zealous about LGBTQ everything, like they're not even really like, they just call themselves, the Q word or whatever. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, or just like binary or whatever. I don't even know all the names for them all. They don't mean anything. They're just identities that they want to be different, because it's actually, they become the popular ones because they get the attention. They're like, oh, you've been so persecuted. No, they haven't been persecuted in so long. In fact, everyone else is the ones who's persecuted now. It's really wild how the pendulum swings, doesn't it? I mean, I'm glad they're not persecuted, for sure. That is awful that they were, but having known people in the 80s and from who were gay in the 80s, and I met them in the late 90s, I think, and who died of AIDS and went through the actual persecution. Oh, and Dr. Fauci actually was a big part of a lot of them ending their lives not being saved, but that's a different story. Um, I swear to you, they went through so much, and then it's like the pendulum swang the other way, and it's like everyone who's not LGBTQ is going to be persecuted and mocked and shamed, while they are just put up on a pedestal. And it's like, okay, I want everyone to be treated the same. We are all, as YM said, we are all children of God. Angela, it's definitely a movement, and interesting that pride is their theme. Yeah, pride will keep many of them from God. Yes, exactly. And I think too many Christians too aren't approaching them the right way. And I love Loving Spirit. I know you try to approach them, all the time. The people that go to the Pride, the street preachers that go to the Pride events, come on, that is not going there to try to change minds. That is going there for YouTube content and just to stir up trouble and just to be like, no, you're not holy, you're a sinner. And what are you going to do? If somebody's at a Pride event, you think they're going to respond to, you're a sinner, you must repent and come to God. And no, that's not the way you approach anyone. You don't approach anyone, sinner, repent. You approach people with love, like Jesus Christ did. We are obviously never going to live up to the standard of Jesus Christ, but we try to strive to be like him always. Always. Jake, I just want to go home. Home isn't heaven. And that's what a lot of us want, Jake. Listen to me. I promise you, and the Apostle Paul wrote, I don't remember which passage it was. Somebody could Google it if they get a chance. That our home, we would all rather be home beside God in heaven. But when we have the Holy Spirit inside of us, we choose how much to let him work through us. We choose how much to let God work through us. When we're not letting God work through us, then we feel empty. We feel like we did before we were saved, before we had a relationship with God. But when we embrace that and let him take all the weight off of our shoulders. Yes, we have to pick up that cross every day. Even Jesus Christ could not bear the weight of his own cross, walking it up the hill there to be crucified. We have to let others take that weight off of us, and God is the one who can take it off of you every time, or other brothers and sisters in Christ. I know what you're going through, Jake, and you just need to focus. Spend as much time as humanly possible on seeking God, going out to nature, going to the quiet room, reading the Bible, doing whatever you can to seek him, to feel his love in your life. You will feel the good works in your life. I promise you, brother. I promise you. Just Brent, I'll give you all right. I gotta get rid of this guy. Sorry, it takes me a while. My big sausage fingers on this little tiny phone. Parlous, Timothy, deep down, the Grinch wants to be a child of the Spirit. Give me a lump of coal in my stocking. Yep. Let's see. Timothy, Ecclesiastic chapter is helpful for lyrics. Yes, and that's what, that suffering is what leads to great art. I say suffering leads us to God, which it does, but when we're younger and before we really have that desire to seek God, because we don't have the experience of wisdom and don't even really take it seriously, honestly, we express it however we can through artwork, and some people are very talented, and that's the best artwork. I think it was like, I can't remember who I was watching. It was like one of those old remember those VH1 Inside the Music or something? It wasn't that, but something like that. And I think it was Billy Joel or something like that, talking about oh, you have to be you have to be just down and out, and that's where the true magic comes from. And Billy Joel, come on, man. It's not like his music was that deep anyway, but he had a couple ones that were. And So It Goes is a sad one, and a couple other sad ones. Uh, you're not a troll, so please don't affiliate with those people. Okay, brother. Or I can't see your. I can't even see your thing. I'm assuming your brother, since you were like all into the gay stuff. Eric Wallace, hey y'all, and praise Jesus. Hello, Eric. How are you, brother? Um, Loving Spirit, I used to be like you, I am, finding amusement in the chaos you can cause, but it never fulfilled me. It just made it harder to look in the mirror. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get it. There is like still fun and like fun trolling when it's not like a serious subject, but it's like I am on here, and my only goal on here is to try to help people through their struggles and share in their joys. And we get, like I said, when I get an atheist or a troll that just won't go away on here, or Nubs or whatever he is, it's just like, come on, it adds nothing to it. It's just a distraction. I gotta start. I gotta learn to just ignore it. I'll look every now and then to see if they actually have something good to say, maybe, but it's just not. It doesn't help anything what I'm trying to do here. Him coming every night trying to troll and deconvert people. Loving Spirit. Oh no, Timothy, haven't figured out how to use the blue wrench yet? Yeah, I know. I can't wield it myself. That's why I give it to you all. It's too much for me. It's like the Lord of the Rings ring. I can't wear it myself. You take it up the mountain. Sweetener, such as yellow dye 06. Yeah, all those dyes. Why? I understand a little bit like the preservatives and stuff, because they want things to last through the nuclear holocaust or whatever, but that they're bringing on themselves. But I don't get it. Like they're literally just openly poisoning us. Angela, I never would have mentioned it, but since you said you're making a list, we have a business on our Facebook. Oh yeah, absolutely. Is there any way, Angela? I know it's a pain, but can you leave me a message on one of my other, just any of the other videos, like that's not a live stream, and just put that on there? I absolutely love that. Doodle Dandy Puppies. If you ever want a puppy, let me know. That's awesome. The Facebook page. I guess you're doing like golden doodles, Angela. I saw two golden doodles, they looked absolutely so different at the park the last few days. So I love those dogs. I love every dog though. I just love dogs. Nubs, don't I actively take prescription drugs? Yeah, I do. Elton, hi, my friend. I'm from Brazil. Hello, Elton from Brazil. How are you doing, brother? Good to see you, Elton. Every night, most nights you're here. It's great you're coming. Timothy, vodka, fermented onions, potatoes. The creatine will do that. Fermented onions. I never. Are you talking about making vodka from onions? I've heard it from potatoes, but not onions. And creatine. Creatine's actually good for you. I used to take it when I was working out and stuff, but I don't take it now. But I've heard it's really, really good for you. Loving Spirit, have you heard from Truth lately? Kind of worried about sis. I have not. Not for a while. Yeah, I need to check her out. I haven't seen her channel have any activity either, because I set it up to get alerts for it, and she usually does a bunch of little shorts or whatever, but then I haven't seen him for a while. Yeah, we need to check her out, Loving Spirit, find out. And really, I mean, TJ reached out through a comment it was like a week and a half ago, I think. And he's still going through the same thing. So he's just trying to stay away from everybody. He's like, I can't, it was affecting my ministry, and I just can't do it like this. And I understand, but he needs support too, even though he doesn't think he needs support. He needs people reaching out. So I'm going to try to reach out to him. Timothy, the Swamp Thing, it only hurts when I laugh. DC Comics. Swamp Thing was, yeah, he was I'm trying to think, because I read a lot of comics. He was the keeper of this different dimension or something, wasn't he? Or was that might have been the other one? No, because there's the Man-Thing in Marvel comics, and he was like the one that if you touched him, if you fear anything, if you touched him, you'll catch on fire or something. We need to be our own stewards when it comes to healthy food. Yeah. But, they know, the powers that be know that the poor people can't afford to usually get, good foods like go and get fresh meats and vegetables that at least don't have as many pesticides and stuff on them. But I mean, honestly, you do need some sort of pesticide. It's really like the organic ones have something on them, I think. I know, Timothy, you might know more about that. Does organic food have any kind of pesticide on it? Like some kind of natural pesticide? But Elon Musk still needs his internet service, Skynet or Skylink. But Brazil banned him. Brazil banned him now? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that was Brazil. Yeah, the Brazilian. Yeah, I thought it was like somebody else, like Venezuela or something. But, oh, man. Okay, let's see. Doesn't have it out in particular, but funny what technology you've got available. Yeah. Would you defend your friends if you, would you defend your friends if you noticed people were trying to make fun of them? Yes, absolutely. If it was my friends, we all just literally, when I was growing up, all of my friends, we would sit there and roast each other constantly. So if somebody's trying to actually be a jerk to one of them, I would definitely defend them. But, I mean, obviously, I'm going to have to cut this short now. I've got a call coming in from Pennsylvania. I'm sorry I have to cut this short. I love you all so much. I will talk to you. Maybe I'll be back on in here in a little while if I can.